darlings. It's so good to see you again. I'm Rarity Thorn. Welcome to the Kill James Bond podcast. I'm joined, as always, by Twilight Caldwell Kelly, by Dev, and by a very tall horse who works in government. It's Princess Mia Mulder herself. we watched the greatest cinematic achievement of all time. We watched My Little Pony the movie.
I hate you so much. I'm putting in the theme song now.
I thought you meant like something written down.
No, we're just doing this, and frankly,
I'm so totally over the cute pony thing.
Well, you saved me doing the introduction, which is good. Thank you, Abby. My Little Pony, the movie, brackets 2017.
That's right. Because there's two of them. I almost accidentally watched the one from 1987 or some shit.
No.
We're on the
worst movie.
I feel like at some point we may have to go back and revisit that for contrast. But no, this was Abby's pick.
Yeah, of
for
course.
A bonus episode.
Okay, so listeners, if you're not familiar with the brony phenomenon, there was...
I was not, to be honest.
If you're unfamiliar, turn off now and run away and maintain your innocent little lives.
No, so you know when people are like marooned at sea and they're like, I survived by eating seagulls, or they're like stuck in a cave and they're like, I licked moisture off the cave walls. This is the transgender feminine equivalent of that, where it's just like, when you're in the closet, this was the only femininity we had, because like the brony phenomenon was like,
you survived entirely on a diet of like cartoons marketed for 8 to 11-year-old girls.
Well, they were marketed that way, but the thing about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is it became an internet subculture. It became acceptable to be a man or a kind of woman in disguise as a man and watch this. So it was just like, oh yeah, it's like a little slice of femininity that you wouldn't normally be able to have. And it's like fucking war rations. It's like when people lived off Bovril during the Blitz and then all they can eat is Bovril. So I went back to this and I was like, oh, the taste of Bovril. Like, it took me back.
I hear people say this, but I don't relate to it. I think that maybe your experiences are not universal on this one. Because like the brony phenomenon was something that I feel like I had the chance to engage with and very consciously sort of decided to decouple with.
I'm not saying all trans women did this, but I'm saying that there's a subset of us who this was the thing.
I was not in the trenches with you, Abby. I wasn't here for this. I had a different experience of trans femininity, and I was never into My Little Pony.
No, Ellis, we belong to the other path. There's two paths in the road to go through. One is My Little Pony, and the other one is Hearts of Iron mods.
Yeah, you and I have like sort of strange ideologies that only one Russian man in the world has ever held before us, and Abby has sort of like ponies singing about friendship.
But I'll put my marker down too. I was also part of the brony fandom when it started out. I stopped watching, I think, midway through season 3, like after the fucking changelings thing.
It kind of peaked like season 3, season 4. Later seasons weren't quite as good, but still banged. Like I think, it's kind of like Star Trek: The Next Generation in that sense. Like 3, 4, 5 were kind of the highlights, and then it sort of tailed off. The ending was fucking banging, though.
Oh, I skipped out early then.
I have a theory about sort of like the earnestness and the femininity of My Little Pony, which I'll get to.
So, Dev, do you not know what happens at the end of My Little Pony?
No, I have absolutely no idea. I did, frankly, when this started and I saw that Twilight had horns and wings, I was like, what the fuck has gone on?
Oh my god, yes! So she becomes an alicorn at the end of like season 4 when they defeat Tyrek.
Already.
Yeah, again, all of those are words that this thing starts off with one alicorn, right? It's just Celestia, and by this point, when the movie starts, there are 4, and I'm like, you gotta be upset at this point if you're Celestia.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Go on, Alex. Go on, Alice.
Okay, so we're in Celestia, right?
No, we're not. We're in Equestria.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
I don't.
We'll take this from here.
I don't care. No. Hold on. I'm getting somewhere with this because there is a point that I want to make. We're in whatever they renamed Ponyland to, in between generations of My Little Pony after the 80s one. Equestria, right? And there's a huge party, there's a festival that's about to happen. And we know this because Equestria is filled with ponies, one of whom turns to the other and says,
"Every pony from Manhattan to Saddle Arabia is here."
Saddle Arabia.
Yeah, yeah, I realized that you started the movie and you went, I've detected a thing that I can do for the next hour and a half.
Yes, yeah, I'm afraid so. This implies the existence of what? Sort of a pony Mohammed bin Salman?
Mohammed bin Salman, yes.
I realize this is already doing a sort of a Cars 2 on this, but it does occur to me that, like, is there Islam? Like, was there a Saddle Arabia, right? Was there a horse prophet, right, who revealed Islam to the peoples of Saddle Arabia?
It's very, very loose. I think there is a Statue of Liberty equivalent in Manhattan, because we do see Manhattan in one episode, because Rarity goes there to become a fashion designer. But it's
and then 19 ponies funded and directed by Saddle Arabia changed the skyline of Manhattan forever. And I have a theory about this, because when we talked about Jennifer's Body, we said that all movies are either about being transgender or about 9/11. I think this is a movie about 9/11.
But it can't be, because they don't have planes.
They don't need to.
It's a movie about horses that are friends. It's a movie about
really
the horses.
fast Pegasus.
Yeah, and they go pretty fucking quick, though, to be fair. So, like,
a second Pegasus
you
has
can't
hit the
do
plane.
9/11 in Twilight Sparkle's hot air balloon. That's not going to work. You're just going to bounce off the Twin Towers. Like,
just Sonic Rainboom directly into, like, floor 35 and maybe do a fair amount of damage.
Yeah, I think you're going to damage yourself.
Hit the Pentagon.
so this it's a friendship festival which is being organized by Twilight Sparkle. Sparkle, who's like the face of the show.
She's the princess of friendship, or she was by the end of season 4.
Yeah, she's the kind of neurotic, overachieving, organizing one who is like reluctantly forced to depend on her more excitable friends, something which I could not possibly relate to.
And Alice, she is recognized for this by being made a princess at the end of season 4 or 5 or whatever.
Sure.
Having been punched through a mountain by a centaur.
Your reward for hard work is more work. And so she has to organize this shit by herself. We see she's kind of nervous because her bosses, the other 3 princesses, do not want to do her plan for like the light show, which requires her to like adjust the positions of like the sun and the moon in the sky.
Yeah, so the 3 other princesses are Celestia, who controls the sun, Luna, who controls the moon, and Cadence, who is, I think, the Princess of Love and Empress of the Crystal Empire. She's also here. She's Twilight's sister-in-law. So
it's deeply funny because Twilight's like line before she goes in for this meeting is the 3 most royal princesses of Equestria, and you later find out that there are exactly 4 princesses of Equestria, and she is the 4th one. So she's just like real imposter syndrome shit going on here.
They are more royal than her. Like, she's new on the job.
Impossible to relate to. Yeah. And we meet sort of the various cast of characters. If you're not familiar, you got Rainbow Dash, who's the fast lesbian flying one. You got Rarity, who's the kind of histrionic fashion one. You got Applejack, who's the sort of like
the slow lesbian
sanguine
one.
Yeah, the farm lesbian one,
the country one who drinks a lot of cider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cider being different in America is very funny because you imagine like Applejack rolling up with a cart full of Frosty Jacks.
I just believe that to be the case regardless. Like,
yeah,
I'm just
Rainbow Dash has a problem.
Well.
And you have Pinkie Pie, who is the like excitable one. They probably correspond to the 4 humors or something. I haven't checked.
Well, what you've done now
is
you've done something quite similar to what this movie does, and you've forgotten that Fluttershy exists.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But don't worry,
the shy one.
Fluttershy or Miss not appearing in this movie.
Yeah,
she's there, but
they correspond to the ancient Greek 7 humors.
Mm-hmm. And Spike the dragon, like he's also here.
Yeah, the dragon humor. That's the extra. Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna keep going on the 9/11 theme, like they all correspond to various, Saudi Arabian funded cells.
Which of the the Haqqani network or Fluttershy?
Oh, that's quite enough of that. Oh, I haven't done one of these in like half a year. I've sort of fallen off the wagon. I don't know if I can do them. if you want to listen to the rest of this episode of Kill James Bond, you're gonna have to go to our Patreon, patreon.com/killjamesbond, all one word, and sign up for as little as £5 a month. That's just about the same price as a medium-sized plastic storage tub